What makes a house a home? Over 8 weeks, 21 homes bursting with style and character are competing to be crowned Home of the Year. Each week, 3 homeowners open their doors to our expert judges, who will decide which one goes through to the final. Making the tough decisions are design legend Hugh Wallace, architect Declan O'Donnell, and interior designer Deirdre Whelan.
Personality is key in this competition for me. It's really important that the home reveals something about the homeowners.
Size doesn't matter when it comes to functionality. It's the clever design that makes a space work, not its size.
This is the last thing I was expecting to see from walking through that door.
I'm blown away.
This isn't about perfection. A real home isn't perfect, and often it's the imperfections and the oddities that really add character to a place.
Fantastic!
Tonight, the judges will visit 3 more unique homes, scoring them based on functionality, individuality, and clever design. The home with the highest score will go through to the final. But there can only be one winner. This is Home of the Year. In North Louth, Derville McGovern lives in a 19th century thatched cottage on the site of her glamping business. In 2007, she began renovating the home while staying mindful of its rich history.
The name of this little road when I was initially buying the cottage was Teapot Lane. This house and the house next door were the 2 Cayley houses for the area, and they used to joke that the teapot was just for looking at. I think that was true because I'm always digging up whiskey bottles and old Guinness bottles in the garden. When I renovated, I put a lot of money into the exterior, into the roof. I made sure that I had hardwood windows, the half door specially made. But on the inside, when it came to decorating it, I managed to save quite a bit of money. It was lots of fun trying to find treasures through secondhand shops and salvage yards. Even the likes of my kitchen was something somebody was throwing away to put in a new one. So I just painted it up and grabbed it for a couple €100, and I think it suits the house really, really well. The house is really, really well insulated and it's really cosy, and it's so economical. The stove heats my radiators, it heats the house, it heats the hot water for the bath, which is great. This is my favourite spot because this is where I can come to totally relax. It's a little bit of luxury. I can pamper myself, lighting the candles and just having a little chill out time. You have to be a bit of a romantic to restore an old cottage, you know, you're trying to keep a little bit of the past, and I really believe in trying to put your own heart into the house, and I'm really proud of how it's turned out because it's as comfortable as a new home, yet it has all the charm and character of an old historic building.
The judges must now assess the home armed with only the basic facts about the property and its owner.
What a pretty 2-storey thatch cottage. And those dormer windows are very unique. I've never seen that in Ireland.
Very, very beautiful. I mean, it's a bit like a picture postcard of Ireland, you know, that would be it, and all it's missing is the donkey.
I think the Thatch Cottage is such a fundamental piece of Irish architectural history. And it's very important that they're maintained, developed, used, so that that history doesn't get lost in the future.
Look at this. Isn't this cozy? Oh my goodness. Wow.
It's very quaint.
It's great to see the fireplace as the centre of the room, which would have been historically. And that old piece of timber holding it all up. And then you've got the cut stone on either side.
Which is lovely.
Yeah, I'm wondering, do they use that at all for cooking?
Yeah.
You know?
Sure they do.
Do you reckon?
It's so
Yeah?
practical.
Absolutely, yeah.
Now, I'm going to see if there's an old shoe in here.
Yeah,
Because
come on.
I used to go to a house and the lady had an old shoe in her aga, and she said it made scones much better.
There you
An
go.
old shoe?
Tastes
Yeah.
better, yeah. I think the living space works very well. The colour palette is really lovely, and then the actual hand-knitted quilt is delicious.
And what I think is interesting about the cottage is there's a style coming through. A bit granny, it's a bit chintzy,
Yes.
but I actually think it fits really well.
I mean, if you take something like the wallpaper, you know, I'm not the biggest fan of wallpaper, but if you looked at that in isolation, you'd probably say not in a million years. But in this cottage, it's just totally perfect.
The only thing that I think is a little bit of an oddity is the television over there.
Yeah.
People don't tell stories around the fire anymore. They do look at the telly, that's the reality. I'd much rather it was there than over the fireplace.
Well agreed. Look at this. Oh my goodness. That is a bathroom and a half, isn't it?
And look, their favourite spot. This is what bathing's all about. Fireplace and everything. It's great.
And I think it's fascinating that they've given the whole room over to a bathroom. I think it's wonderful.
It's very decadent. Beautiful bath in the middle.
Yeah.
But if I was lying in the bath, I would like to be able to see out into the garden. But they've obscured it. That window has frosted glass in it. And I think that's a shame.
I like a bit of privacy when I'm in the bath, Deirdre, so I haven't got a problem with it. It's a lot of nice lighting, so it's fine for me.
You're worried about the postman?
Oh, yeah. I think Deirdre must be quite daring in the bathroom, wanting a nice big clear window, but I'd prefer a little bit more privacy.
I just loved the kitchen and the fact that the design style of that cottage, country cottage, has come in here. And it's just a consistency coming through.
Yeah.
There's lots of colour here, but none of it clashes or none of it screams at you. The tones are quite soft. They've just nailed it. They really have a good understanding of colour and how to pull it all together and to make it work.
I actually don't think you can design this for someone else. This is their personality, their style.
Absolutely.
There appears to be a small little room of some sort here. Oh, a larder. Fantastic.
The thing about small spaces is you have to really make sure that you think about where everything goes. In this house, I think they did it really well, and the staircase was ingenious, really, because it didn't impact on the space.
I think the owner must spend a lot of time trying to find this beautiful, delicate Victorian staircase.
And with the staircase, we're actually onto a whole new level now as well. They've raised the roof, they've gained the full footprint back, which is really impressive. And it's a functional space. It looks like it's an office, you know, so you're not landing up to nothing. They've maximised every square inch.
Look at this. Very calming, very restful.
This person has a real sense of how you put colours and textures and patterns together.
I mean, some of the furniture I'm not super keen on. I think they were braver downstairs. I think there was more boldness there. It's not up here for me.
Would you like a night in the bed here?
I tell you, you'd have a great night's sleep in there.
You would,
Well,
wouldn't
there
you?
you go. There, we'd be happy.
Yeah,
And there's no TV in here.
No,
thank God.
there we go.
Now it's time for the judges to individually mark the home out of 10. One judge's score will be held back until all 3 homes have been seen, when all of the scores will be revealed.
From outside to inside, this home oozes character and personality. The owner has achieved a real sense of happiness and homeliness through a very successful use of colours and textiles, and that impressed me a lot. I'm going to give it an 8.
This is a traditional thatched cottage with a bit of a twist. Raising the roof to get the extra space upstairs, whilst respecting the original building here, is a tricky balancing act, but I think it's worked. I was a little bit let down by the bedroom, but overall, I thought it had huge charm. I'm giving it a 7.
The owner's creativity comes through in every room. Their ability to use texture, colour and pattern is truly exceptional. I found this to be a magical country cottage.
Interior designer Egon Wallish and his partner Richard Goodwin split their time between London and Ireland. Their wooden cabin on the shores of Lough Ree in County Westmeath has been in Egon's family for over 40 years, so they've renovated it with loving care.
I think that a lot of people probably would have said, well, let's knock down this little cabin and build something modern. And I didn't want to do that because I wanted to keep that connection with the past and with my parents who've now passed away, and preserve the memories I have of us as a family in this cottage. It was in pretty poor condition when we inherited it, so we pretty much gutted it, took down quite a lot of internal walls.
It's been great fun trying to design something that's so compact and yet actually feels quite spacious. We knew that we wanted to breathe new life into this, so we were collecting things and storing them, and it's not full of designery touches. It's very comfortable, practical and cozy.
So this is our favourite spot. It's just something magical about waking up, drawing open the curtains, going back to bed with your cup of tea and just watching the lake. It's pure bliss. It is important to be able to evoke memories of my childhood at the same time as making it a perfect home for us as well. It's nice to have both of those aspects.
I think they would have been very proud.
Yeah, I think so too.
Lovely timber chalet, just nestled into the landscape. Very nice.
Absolutely secluded.
This is not your standard cabin in the woods, I would say.
My word.
I've gone straight for the view. Look at it. It's so private, it's so secluded. Nice big sliding doors capturing that view, bringing it right into the space. And actually what they've done with the roof as well, lifting that up, exposing all of the timber, they've done that really well. A really common problem in a small space is that you feel kind of hemmed in. The easiest solution is just to blow the roof open, go right the way up to the roof plane. It gives you that lift, makes the space feel so much bigger.
The attention to detail, such as these light fittings, which give this lovely warm glow down, but also light up the ceiling to get you that sense of space. I think that the person here has a real understanding of design.
Incredibly tastefully done.
It is,
Really is.
And yet, we've got a bunny rabbit lamp.
Yeah, and do you see the
You
bunny
know?
rabbit wallpaper?
All of a sudden we have a little bit of sense
Fun.
of humour.
Yeah.
So this house is lived in and loved.
The style is completely Scandinavian.
Yeah.
I think it's the use of the timber and just the eclectic mix of furniture.
And it's just like the detail of deciding to have a beautiful bowl with that little flash of colour and those chocolates so perfectly arranged. But I actually think they're better like that.
You do. You cheeky monkeys.
Gone.
Isn't this just fabulous?
It's a great example, actually, of how important texture is. Everything you touch in
There's a
this house.
sensory experience
Yeah,
in this
they've really
house,
thought about
yeah.
everything you touch, even the chimney breast. You know, it's
Yeah.
rounded at the
Yes,
end.
yes.
You have every texture going on here, so they've really thought about that, and you should.
I love everything about this home. The arrival with the glimpse of the view at the back, the harmonious flow from the living room to the dining room to the kitchen. It's just idyllic.
Just fantastic piece of design.
What a nice kitchen. I love the layout. It's really open and airy and so much light.
You forget about the potential that's there in your roof. When you lift it up and you put a nice big roof light like that in, look at the pool of sunlight you're now getting on your dining room table. It's very clever. They've done the right things.
One of the things, from my point of view, is I'd love to have seen a softer seat on those chairs because I think that would be uncomfortable if you're having a 5-hour dinner party.
Get yourself a little cushion, Hugh.
Thank you, Deirdre. You know, I really admired the owner's capability to use colour. So you have a very simple background, white and grey, and then you have these flashes of colour in the paintings, on the fabrics, on the kitchen.
Wow. Oh my goodness. I love it. I can see why they picked this spot. It is just heavenly. It's taking my breath away, I have to say. I could sit here forever.
What's very interesting about this house is its accessibility in terms of affordability, because some people associate really good design with expense. It isn't like that. This house is about simplicity, actually. It's about really nicely chosen pieces of furniture and just such a stunning colour palette. And it's about elegance, it's about timber and plaster. So they're very ordinary materials, but it's the way they've been used.
I have to say that I do love it, but I would ask the question is, you know, is it a little bit too perfect? Is it over-stylized? Is it a little bit precious?
No, I think the owners here have bought the pieces because they love them, because they function well, and it's something that's grown with them. There's nothing pretentious about anything that's in the house. I think that's what makes this house so special.
The first impression as you arrive at this home is of a nondescript timber chalet, only to be blown away by the exceptionally designed and considered interior. I give this house a 9.
From the architecture to the layout to the styling, there's a timeless quality here that kind of just reinforces what good design is all about. But ultimately, this is more than just a beautiful home. There's a real sense of place here, and how the building connects with nature is its real success. I'm giving it a 9.
It felt like a true home, comfortable, warm and safe. Individuality, functionality and clever design. It's all there.
Joan Cahill and Roisin Walsh live in a remodelled bungalow outside Clifton in Galway. The family used to live in a small apartment above their bakery and coffee shop, so Joan always dreamt of a bigger space.
Originally, all I wanted was a separate kitchen and living room and a garden. And from that, it grew to a big house.
It's more than what we wanted to get. We're extremely lucky and extremely proud of it and delighted to be able to have it.
And it wasn't easy for the family to keep a hold of their dream home. They bought the bungalow in 2006, but as they began to remodel, they got caught up in the turmoil of the recession.
I suppose in the height of the boom, so many people had got caught the same way. And it's been difficult, there's no doubt about that, financially over the last while. But thankfully we're starting to see a bit of light at the end of the tunnel, and we're starting to come through the other side.
It was a labour of love, but it was a trouble too. But at the end of the day, we got what we wanted, a wonderful home.
I indicated to the architect about the possibility of doing a curved roof, and it's just added a real presence to the house and a real finish to the house. This is our favourite spot in the home. We call it the link area, and the view out over Clifton is spectacular. We all have our little areas that we can go and hide to as well.
I love the space and the airiness and the light, and every window is like a picture.
Great setting.
I like the architecture of this building.
Yes, I think the owners here have been really brave with what they've done to make that kind of a statement with this big curved roof. So I kind of want to see what they've done on the inside.
Very nice and bright, isn't it? I like the stone flooring, and looks like they have underfloor heating because I don't see any radiators, which is a real luxury to have in a home.
And I love the accent colour, the way it's been introduced in the chair, the painting, and the colour of the wall at the end. This really works for me very well. I think it's very important for the homeowners to show that bit of bravery in exposing their personality and their own likes and desires in the home. Lovely big room, nice colour palette, great views. I think it works very well.
And I really like the big fireplace. The room is quite formal though, but I'd say great for entertaining family and friends.
Actually, the layout here, I think, is really, really successful because, you know, they've pulled all of the furniture off the walls and everyone thinks you have to put your sofas up against the wall, but it creates a really nice flow in the room as well.
I have to say, they have selected beautiful finishes in this room. Fantastic wooden flooring, nice rug, nice upholstery fabrics. It's just all quite beigey and browny. I would have liked to have seen a little bit of colour in here.
I don't agree. I think this is opulent, full of texture and tone, personality and personal bits and pieces. It just works.
Fair enough. I disagree. It needs a little pop of colour. Nothing punchy, just something soft, a bit of a contrast.
This is actually a really nice little moment in the building because it's a connection space between the two parts and they use it. Comfortable chair, lovely spot to sit.
The owner's understanding of the orientation of this site comes through in the creation of this little area, which is sheltered from the westerly wind, yet gets the sun in the evening.
Excellent for evening dining. Gosh, this is a nice space, isn't it?
Oh.
Great kitchen, dining, living, all in the one. They've carried through the oak flooring in here. It's a really lovely room, actually.
One thing is, though, when you come down here, I mean, to have that view from your home is just so unique. And as the voice of authority in all things window-related, you know, I have to make more of that. I want to see something bigger. I want to see something full height. I want more here.
I think the furniture that we see here has travelled with the family, and I'd like to have seen more consistency in it that we saw elsewhere in the house.
Do you know, I actually quite like the fact that it's a bit mismatchy. It's the family room. It's meant to be quite chilled out. I like the fact there's a bit of colour in here. I'm really happy with this room. You get a real sense of family where everything happens in the one space. That's really lovely.
It's a really nice kitchen area. Everything is very neatly laid out. And the fact of a breakfast bar, I'd say this is busy all day.
And here we have their favourite spot. You can see why. Got this lovely big window and that terrific view.
Really nice master bedroom, actually. I love the fact that the architectural form that we saw from the front with this curved ceiling, it really brought it into the master bedroom here with these exposed beams.
Sumptuous and luxurious. Lovely colours and patterns and textures. And just to cap it all, that fantastic chandelier.
Hugh loves a bit of flamboyance, and this is usually where we tend to disagree. I have to say I'm actually quite impressed with this ensuite. Really nicely laid out, beautiful materials again, but I don't think I've ever seen a picture window as perfect as that in a bathroom. There are some really nice examples of corner windows in this house, and they're really effective because you get the two windows side by side, which just gives you a completely different aspect on a view.
Another corner window for Declan. He's a happy bunny.
This is a lovely, functional family home. The owners have used high-quality finishes throughout, materials that will last a lifetime. However, I would have loved to have seen a bit more colour in some areas of the house. I give it a 7.
This is a warm, inviting and well laid out home with great views. The owner's personality shines through in the use of strong colours, luscious fabrics and a consistency of design. And I'm giving it an 8.
When I first saw this house, I wasn't sure how the curved form was going to read on the inside. Thankfully, the rooms were filled with height and drama, and the windows really captured some stunning views, which keeps you grounded as you have a constant connection with the surrounding landscape.
Now that the judges have viewed all 3 homes, it's time to see how they measure up against each other. First, Hugh reveals what he gave the 2-storey thatched cottage.
These thatch cottages are so important to our architectural heritage, and I love that you could see how it has evolved. I thought it was so pretty inside. I loved the personality coming through. I give it an 8.
Excellent.
Good score. 2 8s and a 7, that's 23.
Next, Deirdre reveals her score for the cabin in the woods.
I totally and utterly loved this home. It was beautifully laid out, very stylish, fantastic colours and textures, consistency all the way through. And I had to give it a 10.
Well done.
I knew it. A 9, a 10 and a 9, that's 28.
Hard to beat.
And finally, Declan reveals what he gave the architectural family home.
I think the architecture from the outside was quite bold. I wasn't sure how it was going to resolve itself on the inside, but I was glad to see that the layout was very clever. But for me, it was all about the corner windows and those views, which were just spectacular. I give it an 8.
Well deserved.
Yeah. An 8, an 8 and a 7, 23.
A good score for this home,
Yeah.
but we have our winner.
I think we're all very, very pleased that this little cabin has won. It just had everything kind of that we're looking for.
Modest, but really beautifully, beautifully detailed.
I wanted to pick it up and put it in my pocket.
I think we'd all move in tomorrow.
So our County Westmeath cabin in the woods is through to the final. Next week, the search continues for Home of the Year.